Alright, get my numbers for this hoop here. I've taken all my numbers from right here off both sides, and 43 is going to be a tight fit when it goes up to the top. Alright, once I bring it up off the corner, so I can still trim off this bar. The height of this hoop is 43 and 5/8. Let's see if I can get this tape out. Or 43. You see it right there. We take that plastic off, but 7/8, so 7/8, 43 and 7/8. So we need to take off. We're gonna go 43, so we'll take off 7/8 on each end of the pipes here. We'll take that off. So that should let me go up against the top of the roof pretty tight. And then if I need to, I can still take a saw blade off each end and then give me a little bit of gap from the ceiling. But right now I'm just going to go long. So I might go 43 and 1/8. So I might just take off just that little bit. I might go 43 and 1/8. So yeah, all right, so that's my main thing, is get this. I'm gonna get this hoop cut. The temperature ain't too bad now. The past week the temperature has been brutal out here, and I got to bring all my stuff out and open up the shop to cut it, because as soon as I get that dang blade on that mow saw, might have to go get another mow saw. But anyways, all right, so we still ain't got none of this welded in. We still got to get that done, but James has been sick, so I just want to get this hoop cut and get it laid in place and ready to paint. So let me finish getting this blade put on here. Let me show you how I'm trying my best to get them equal on each side when I cut them. This was the best cut of the pipes right here. This one's a little wonky. I don't know what, right there, kind of, it's like tapering off into a angle. Anyways, I take off 3/4 is what I'm going to do, and then that leaves me room to take off some. But I also, like I said, I wanted to make sure it was straight with my numbers. So I got my 3/4 there, and then I got it here 3/4, but then I took the level with a tape measure and I measured up to the top, down to the top of my level, which is 39 to both sides. And you can tell right there, just by the little 3/4 is how high I was. So it would have been off just a little bit. Best way I could come up with making sure my bars are equal, the same length on both sides. So now all I got to do is I got to cut them. Like I said, this should get me straight, because it's 39 here, 39 to here, 39 to here, which takes off 3/4 right here, and we'll take off 3/4 right there. So then that's next. The only thing I don't like about these bars, I don't know if y'all could tell, but they taper in, you know, in far. Like when they made this last bend right there, you know, it kinked it in. I want to try to bend it back out, that way it fits. I want it to fit right here in the corners pretty tight. You know, the way it's set, it's going to come off at an angle. So I might cut the center brace long, but I want it to try to get it tight right here into each corner. You know, right now it's going to hit, kind of come in like this, and then you're going to have this little bit of a gap. So I'll see what James says too when he gets here. I just want to get all this cut, run this by him. I'll get my dad and see what he thinks too before I do my, there's a tape measure. I was looking for that a while ago. But let me go get my pops, see what he thinks about what I'm doing. I'll make sure I don't, you know, I don't want to mess nothing up right off the bat. It's the only one I got. So more opinions about it and more suggestions, the better for me. All right, let me get busy. All right, I got this main hoop cut. I left it long, that way I can trim it to the floor. I'll show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. But it looks good in there, side to side. Looks like the little bent part needs to come down like it's real. You know, it can't come down that far to where the bends match the door. That's way too much of a gap from the ceiling. But it bends in. You remember I was talking about it turns in. And I was looking at my other cage. This just might be how it goes. Kind of angles in a little bit, but I would rather it be tight in the corner here. I'd have to see what James thinks, But I think being in the corner would be better off. But my other cage I just looked at does the same thing as one we took out of the truck. But I left it long. You can see right here, I can't get my hand in there. It's got to come down some. But so if it's going to stay like this, I can cut it on a degree right here to fit the floor better after we weld these plates down. Because you can see the gap right there from where it says. So it still needs to be trimmed to fit. So it's not that, won't be that big a deal. I didn't want to cut too much off and then go to trim it. You know, like I said, James hasn't got here. He's been sick. Hasn't been able to look at what we're doing yet. But, you know, I want it tight here. But it needs to be loose a little bit before I can get my headliner out. You know, be able to fish it out. It wouldn't be that bad. But like I said, I looked at this other cage. Yeah, I had to go show you these pieces. I had to go get a mow saw. This one just wasn't going to cut it. I couldn't get the correct blade for this one. So the blade I bought would not fit this saw. So I had to go buy us another saw. But you can see right here, I just nipped away at it. I didn't take big cuts, all little cuts. These are my first initial cuts. And then a little bit and then a little bit till I got it where it's at. So, but let's see, look at this. I got other bars too I can use, like the down bars. I got to get those other ones out. And I had these. I was just looking at, these are down bars I had for when I had my Chevy. Had a full cage in it. I had a 12-point row cage in it. So these can still be used. And see, these taper down. So that's the truck that had the cage in it, my Chevy. My dad taught me in cutting it back out to not turn into a full drag truck, since it were being more of a collector's item. Mine's a Scottsdale too, but anyways, that's another story. See how that tapers too? I mean, it might just be that way, and that's the way I have to live with it. And so we'll see. Like I said, I'm just rambling. I'm gonna get my stuff cleaned up. That's where I'm at for today on all of this. Come check this out, Papa Bear. I was just looking, that cage right there tapers too. The one out of my Chevy, it tapers. The main hoop on it tapers in too. So this one's in there. I still left it tight to trim to the floor. You know, the angle of the floor, I was gonna wait and see what James thinks, but what do you think? I mean, like I said, it's still tight, but you can see the gap on the floor. See how bad it angles? I mean, that one angled, but wouldn't it be better though if it was in the corners?
You'd think.
Because there's no way to get the curve to here. Because if I come down that far,
What deal is, if you move it that far over, you can't go back no farther. It's gonna hit your glass when you go up here.
you think?
Yep. Yep, that's sure do. It'll hit right there. Maybe why not?
Why they did it?
Yeah.
Right, I haven't measured nothing. I just got it stuck in place. All right, all right, let's get this hoop in place. We just got to get it tacked and the rest of the bars made off of it. So, all right, I'll holler at y'all taters later. Show y'all the rest of this kit here. These are all the rest of the bars that come with that kit. These are the two down bars already cut up there on the 45 going up there. So you have to cut the ends off to fit the hatchback part. These are the down bars. This is notched on one side to fit in between right there. And then these are the braces down to here. Like I said, the only thing I didn't get was some plates to go right there, but I'm going to get some to put for my side bracing. So, all right, well, cool beans. I am done for today. I'm going to go in and get me something to eat. Alright, we got all this stuff mocked up now in place. Nothing's welded in place yet. We still need to weld these plates down. I'll show you all that in a minute, but I need to still take everything out and paint everything now. It's supposed to be nice for a couple of days. So these main hoops, these back ones, these are the ones out of the truck. I was showing you all those the other day. I was just trying them out to see maybe how bad the angle right here would be. I'm just trying to see if I can use them. I like the size of that plate. The ones that come with it are a little thin. I went and got some more metal. And I did figure out also why this thing tapers in like it does. This taper right here away, there's a pocket on this panel that goes right here. So there, go right there. So if this bar tapers in, that wouldn't be there. And also how the sidebar goes down and comes against the side, allows room for the armrest. So with the door shut, the armrest just barely fits. That's on both sides. I still need to put the seat in and test the seat in there, but it's all going to fit well, I hope, in there. You know, the seat should be here, and then a little bit, the race seat tapers in, but I think it'll be okay. But anyways, that's why it tapers in. If I bent that all the way over, it would bring this bar over, and then I would have to do away with the armrest and make some way to hold this. And there's a little piece of metal right here that the armrest bolts to. But that's why it tapers. So no bending to the corners. So that's how it's supposed to be. So I would have messed up if I would have put it bent it to the corners. But I got to get all this painted, and I bought, like I said, we got to get all this painted. It's all just mocked right now. That way I can just see where it's at, and it's a good thing we did that. But I went and got these plates here. These are thicker. These are 1/4-inch plates right there, and these are thinner. And, you know, I'll show y'all on that one so you can see right there how much thicker. But I went and got some of these right here. I'm going to, I don't have no way to cut this, so James is going to take it to work, and he got to shear at work. We're going to shear these off right here, and then that'll fit the tunnel. I might use a piece and just kind of weld all that together around the tunnel to hold, slide that over, give us more to weld there. And I went and got this here. So I have nothing to cut this thick of a metal. I went and got this plate too. This was $50 at Lowe's. You know, it's $49 and change, 50 bucks. And these little plates here were $14. So that's where I got my pieces at. And like I said, that's the metal that come with it, which I'm sure is thick enough. They wouldn't have sent it if it wasn't. But anyways, thicker the better, James said, and the same thing is what I think. You know, this is for safety. So, but I'm going to use these. That's what our game plan is. He's going to take it down there to work and make us 4 out of this. We have the mounting for the hoop there already. And then these, we put one up there where it goes against, because you don't have to do nothing to the front. It bumps in. It's already cut for that angle. Just got to get a digital angle finder and make sure we got these on the same angle and the same way in the back. But yeah, that's pretty good for now where we're at. I need to get all of this painted. I don't know if I can start today. It just got through raining. It's kind of ugly out. I might get it. I can get started on the sanding part of it, I bet. But anyways, that's the next thing. I get all of this sanded, and then James is going to come get that. It's going to be Tuesday when he goes back to work, and then he's going to shear those off like we need. I get him to look at these and then get some marks on the ones for the tunnel and get those cut off to length. And then I get all of this painted, and then we can start assembling next week, getting it all welded in, I would think. Putting the car back together. All right, well, cool beans. This is getting kind of long, so I'll show y'all where I'm at. So everything is just mocked in place. It looks good. I'm glad we did mock it up. I still got like one final cut right there, simple cut. So then weld it. I'm gonna wait till we get these plates welded done. We'll do that through the week, and then kind of keep up where we're all at. So, all right, well, cool beans. I hope y'all enjoy, and I'll holler at y'all taters later.